Howdy folks, Creepy Kentuckian back with you again from DEADPIT.com. This week we're taking a look at a really cool one, guys, from 1976, released just recently for the very first time ever on disc of any sort. This is Renee Dalter, Massacre at Central High. This one's released from Synapse Films. Now, last year this one came out on exclusive Steelbook Deluxe Edition with a couple of, perks to it as well. The Steelbook in there with different artwork and all that good stuff. But this one was kind of expensive, guys. I think this one's still available around $50 or $60 on Synapse Films website. If you're just wanting the movie itself, which the movie is great, and again, we'll talk about it here in just a minute. Synapse Films released a basic edition here in just a standard Blu-ray case, although it is black, and has all of the special features and all the goodies and stuff on the disc that was on the limited edition. And this one has just recently came out. We're going to take a look at it. Now, to give a little bit of backstory on Massacre at Central High, this is a movie that had not been released on anything since VHS days, and I don't know how wide of a VHS release that it had got. So this is the very first time that I had ever seen this movie, is when the Synapse Films version finally came out. And this was released primarily as a surprise from the company. Nobody really knew this one was coming. Don May and Jerry just threw it out there for you guys to check out, and a lot of us are checking it out for the first time ever. So Renee Dalter, the director, has a lot of familiar faces in this movie. Robert Carradine. You've got Kimberly Beck from Friday the 13th, Part 4. You've got Rainbow Smith, who is in Lamora. And Andrew Stevens is in this, who's in a lot of Shannon Tweed movies back in the day as well. But he was very young in this one. So this movie kind of starts off like a TV movie. The song that's in the beginning of it's very 70s TV movie feel, and it is not what it perceives itself to be early on in the movie. So the whole plot of the movie is you've got this young kid by the name of David who is new to Central High, and he is best friends with Mark, who is a member of a gang of bullies who runs Central High. Pretty soon David realizes this isn't the group of characters he wants to hang out with. He kind of keeps his distance, and the members of said bully gang notices. They play a prank that goes a little bit too far on David, leaves him pretty seriously injured there for a while. When David comes back, he's not the same. And soon, members of the gang, they begin being picked off one by one, and it's made to look like an accident. And people are freaking out. What the hell's going on here? A lot of the people in the beginning of the movie that was being bullied are now the ones doing the bullying. The school is completely falling apart at the seams. And that kind of leads to the ultimate showdown between Mark and David. What's going on? Mark is like the last one left, and David is fucking, like, there's no mistaking who it is. David is out for revenge. He doesn't care. No mercy. This is Cobra Kai colors here, boys. So, yeah, Massacre at Central High, man, is just an oddity because it's actually a really good movie. But at the same time, I don't know if it really knows exactly what genre it's in. At the beginning of the film, you're thinking it's one movie. At the end of the film, you're thinking it's another. In between is a different movie. So, yeah, I mean, this is really well made, though, overall. There were some weird choices in this. There's some funny stories behind the scenes of this as well. This actually had a pretty huge following in theaters in the 70s. Stayed in theaters out in California for years. And there were multiple versions of this movie, including an X-rated version, which they had hired lookalikes to be in the X-rated scenes in this. I think it was French or Spanish or something, the X-rated version. Lots of fun stories with this. There is actually a making of documentary on this as well that our good friend Michael Felcher had a part in, that has a lot of fun stories. They actually had pretty much the entire cast, aside from, of course, Kimberly Beck. There's some really cool stuff that they did in this too that I noticed along the way, and I think it was intentional. There are no grown-ups really in this movie at all. No teachers are seen in this movie, no parents. So it makes you feel like these students are kind of fending for themselves in this movie. And I think that's what he was going for in this. Beautifully shot. There is a hang gliding scene in this that's totally different from anything else from 1976 for sure. And it's actually like a gigantic recommendation from me. And it's a movie that you definitely want to seek out. And this is a killer release as well. Synapse Films, Don May, Jerry, those guys at Synapse do an amazing job on these releases. The transfer on this is great. It is insane how good this looks. And it's loaded with special features as well. A high definition 1080p remaster scan transferred and supervised by director Renee Dalder. There is some audio interviews that Mike White from the Projection Booth podcast did with cast this movie. There's audio interviews with Renee Dalter, and it's conducted by former Fangoria editor Michael Gingold. You also have Hell in the Hallways. That's the documentary I was talking about that Michael Felcher and Don May both kind of worked on together. It's a 42-minute documentary. It does talk about a lot of the different behind the scenes and even that porno movie we were talking about earlier. Theatrical trailer, TV spot, radio spots, rounds out the edition. Again, this is just primarily the basic. But if you just care about the content, guys, and don't, a lot of the stuff now this is a very nice edition. This is a very nice box, okay? But this is the same. It's pretty much the same aside from the packaging, maybe booklets and stuff like that. So Massacre at Central High. Synapse Films brought this out. It is out now. High recommendation. Check it out. Check us out over at DEADPIT.com.
Give us a thumbs up.
Up your butts.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
For this video officially, it's Old Curly Jaws has a message for you. Go on over to shop.deadpit.com and go look at their Teen Public store right now. You've got some new shirts like the Old Curly Jaws official t-shirt, which is brutal and badass. You got the Yummy Gummy shirt with the captain himself on the shirt. You got Uncle Bill's face on a fucking shirt. You got the Final Girl shirt. You got all these shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Get them before they're all out, especially the new one, Bedtime's in39. It doesn't get better than that, so go on out. Check out these shirts at shop.deadpit.com. Go look at their Teen Public store. You're going to have a good old time. Get them all!
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Deadpit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.